Hi there, this is a test video of me on Friday, 2 days after I arrived in Rayagada. The first few days have been an interesting one to say the least. This morning, after being marketing last night and buying various household items and some groceries, I delighted myself with my first cup of tea in the house, which was really nice. So this morning I get up and I'm thinking of nothing but another cup of tea, black tea, not chai, and I come into the kitchen area and fall flat on my backside, and unfortunately an oil container, an oil bottle had fallen over on the shelf and dripped on the floor, and through the night obviously had kept dripping, gravity winds, and had leaked all over the floor, and I hadn't noticed it, being totally preoccupied with my cup of morning tea. As a consequence, not only did I go flying down at my bum, which has a reasonable amount of padding, but the classic fall, and I have broken my arm again. So here is my plaster cast on my wrist. It's exactly the same injury point as happened on the ice in the States. It's just the old crack has opened up again in the radius right down by the wrist. So I'm immobile in my right arm for at least 4 weeks. The doctor in the hospital reckoned I should keep the plaster cast on for 6. Last time this happened was 10 years ago, mind you. I was able to get the plaster cast off in 3 weeks. So I think we have a compromise at 4 weeks, given that this is 10 years of an older person breaking a bone. So a silly start to my time in Rayagada, but it could be worse. My first experience of third world hospitals, I have to say, was a pleasant surprise. Not nearly as bad as I thought they might be. Crowded, congested, but the process seemed to work, albeit that I would have had a real struggle without Gavindra's help. And from Shakti. So my thanks to them for chaperoning me through it and getting me through the various registration and x-rays and doctor's examination and final verdict and plaster cast in what can only be described as an emergency and accident. Looked exactly the same as in the UK, queues and queues of people, and I was by no means the worst. I saw one gentleman being carried by, I think, 3 or 4 friends out of the x-ray table, unable to walk, and he was in front of me, and there's a lady at the back of me, a young girl, I would say somewhere in her 20s, with maybe a sister and her mother, and she could hardly stand. She was clearly severely concussed. No obvious injuries, but certainly had taken some bang to the head, if not elsewhere on the body, and her state of being was not very good. So I felt a bit of a fraud in a way, sort of being in the queue ahead of someone like that. But it was definitely very much of as you register, you're seen in that order, and that's it. But everyone was seen, and everybody was being seen promptly and quickly and efficiently, whatever their initial diagnosis by the doctor at the beginning of the production line, which is all that can be described as, really, but it worked. So I was really quite pleasantly surprised, I suppose, in the efficiency and the effectiveness of the medical people at the hospital here in Rayagada. So as a consequence, this will be fun and games for the next 3 or 4 weeks, when being a right-handed person struggling to write or anything with my left hand, it's going to be fun to see what I can actually accomplish in the next 4 weeks with this, including probably not doing very much in the way of actually shopping or anything like that for food. So today, for example, Ramesh and co went and got me some fruit for lunch, and had a nice lunch of grapes and an apple. And I have some oranges, some more grapes, some more apples, some beans and some white radish, and some rice obviously for dinner tonight, which will be ample to keep me going today. And we'll just have to find some way of getting me a bit stocked up with food for the next few days over the weekend. But I'm fine, and there's no need to worry for anybody listening to this, but as with always, I'm documenting exactly what happens. Thank you to the folks at Shakti for looking after me.